Good afternoon, everyone. This is Laura Tibbetts in the system office. I'm showing that we're ready to begin and the live stream feed is active. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Chair Austin.
Thanks, Laura. Good afternoon and welcome to the Telephonic Finance and Audit Committee meeting for May 11th, 2021. The time is 1:30 p.m. Notice of the meeting was provided to the Secretary of State as required by the Texas Government Code. Please note that the audio of this meeting is being broadcasted live. Before we take roll call, I'd like to remind you and everyone, please mute their phones unless you need to speak. Laura, let's begin with the roll call with the regents.
Thank you. Chair Austin.
Present.
Regent Flores.
Present.
Regent Scott.
Present.
Thank you. Regent Tinsley.
Here.
Thank you. Do we have Regent Montaigne?
Here.
Thank you. And just for the record, Regent Montaigne is going to abstain from voting since we don't want to have 5 on a committee. So thank you, Regent Montaigne. And then I think we have Regent Harrell.
Yes, good afternoon.
And do we have any other regents on the call? Thank you.
Thank you. Let's begin with can we have a roll call for the system administrative representatives?
Sure. Just for the record, Chancellor McCall and Vice Chancellor Cunningham are still at the Capitol, so they're unable to join us right now. Daniel Harper.
Here.
Nellie Herrera. No. Nellie, are you there? Dr. Okay, thank you. Dr. Hay.
Here.
Kelly Winnemute.
Here.
Carol Fox.
Here.
Thank you. I believe we have Scott Cupp from the system audit.
Here.
Thank you. And did I miss any of the system staff? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Can we have a roll call for the component representatives?
Yes, let's start with Lamar University.
Ken Evans, Jeremy Altop, and Jamie Larson.
Thank you. Sam Houston.
Elisa White.
Carlos Hernandez.
Thank you, Carlos. Sol Ross.
This is Pete Gallego, and Jim Goodman is on the line as well.
Thank you. Texas State.
Denise Trouth here, along with Eric Algo and Lisa Lloyd.
Thank you, Dr. Trout. LIT.
Carrie Mix and Angela Hill.
Thank you, Dr. Mix. Lamar State College, Orange.
Tom Johnson and Mary Wickland will be listening in.
Thank you. And finally, Port Arthur, Lamar State College, Port Arthur.
Betty Renard and Mary Wickland.
Thank you. And is there anyone else that I missed for roll call? Okay, Chair Austin.
Thank you. Daniel, Carol, and I had the opportunity to review the agenda prior to the meeting. At this time, I'll turn the meeting over to Daniel, who will present the Finance and Audit Committee agenda items. Daniel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Today's agenda will be brief as it includes only 3 items and there are no action items, 2 informational items, and then 1 routine consent item. The first informational item is our semi-annual operating budget adjustments. These adjustments are as of February 28th. The summary shows a 2.2% increase in E&G expenditures budgeted, a 7.2% budgeted increase in designated expenditures, a 2.5% budgeted increase in auxiliary expenditures, resulting in an overall 4.2% or $62 million increase in the budget for a total of $1.53 billion. These increases are predominantly associated with carry forward balances from the previous fiscal year and adjustments due to additional revenue in fee-driven operations. Mr. Chairman, I'll open the floor for questions on that informational item. And hearing none, the next informational item is the quarterly status of the implementation of audit recommendations. And unless there's questions on that, Mr. Chairman, we can move to the Finance and Audit Consent Agenda, which begins on page 175. This includes one item, which is a quasi-endowment report for Texas State University to establish a new quasi-endowment with a value of 100 million, where the earnings would support the increased institutional scholarship opportunities that the university rolled out a few months ago. And Mr. Chairman, I'll open the floor to any questions before we conclude the presentation on the Finance and Audit Committee items. And hearing none, Mr. Chairman, does the committee wish to refer this item to the board, full board for consideration?
Yes.
Okay, I'll call roll for the committee members. So I heard a yes from Chair Austin. How about Regent Flores?
Yes.
Thank you. Regent Scott,
Yes.
Regent Tinsley.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, sir. That concludes our presentation of the Finance and Audit Committee agenda.
Thanks, Daniel. Carol, making my life easy. So well done. Thanks for everyone for calling in. Unless there's further discussion, this concludes our telephone meeting today. For the record, the time is 1:37 p.m. I look forward to being with you next week. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.